We're James and Carol Walker. We're from Huntsville, Alabama, and we have started working in real estate over the last couple of years. And we're off to a pretty slow start, made about every mistake you could possibly make, and decided that we need a little bit of help. And so we reached out to Zach through the local Madison County RIA and started talking with him, and ended up becoming coaching students and have learned so much, and our progress has sped up tremendously. What drew us to working with Zach was we attended one of the boot camp workshops, and I had listened to a lot of national podcasts and got what I thought was really great advice at the time. And listening to the advice, I thought, wow, cash flow is king, and so forth, things like that. But as we sat in the boot camp, I realized that there was just a lot more to it, and that if I chose to look at things a little differently, not only would maybe some of the deals that I thought I would pass on would now be acceptable. And so what I gained from that really was, I kind of gained some of those thoughts out of the boot camp. And so what it did is it made us really want to work with Zach, because he was very knowledgeable, not only in the local market, but had a lot of great ways to look at different properties that I didn't see already.
I just really like Zach, the way that he just presents things. It's understandable. It's not a bunch of big words that I don't understand, and it's very, makes me think I can really do it myself. And he's honest. He'll just tell you how it is, which I really appreciate.
With the real estate market being somewhat tight and low inventory and low availability, talked to a couple of other friends of mine, and they have all said, yeah, it's really almost impossible to find deals. And what I'm finding is that working with Zach, I have found more deals than I can take advantage of. Just in the last, since in the month of February of 2020, we've done 3 deals, and we are poised to do more in March as well.
So one of the things that I love about how Zach teaches things is that every lead can be turned into a deal, nearly. If you just put it into 3 different piles, and you can evaluate it. Maybe you might think that it only works this one way, and yet there's 3 other ways that it could work, and just makes it so that your leads can turn into deals instead of just not a lead at all.
See, I would add to that just simply that we had a stack of sheets that we had talked to people about that we had thought we would pass on because they didn't fit our limited criteria. Working with Zach, he opened up and showed us some kind of option that we could at least go back to the sellers and discuss for every one of them. I think my favorite example is the one that we closed on in February as well, where we thought that it was a remodel and we couldn't get the numbers to work out on the remodel, so we were going to pass, and I just sort of floated it by him at a last second as we were changing the subject. Oh yeah, here's this one remodel that we really can't do anything about. We looked at it, ran the numbers, and decided that we should bulldoze the house and build a new one. And so that's what we're doing instead, and that should be more profitable than doing any kind of rehab that we could have considered.
And it was such a good deal that Zach was like, well, you better take advantage of it or I will, because it's going to be a great deal when we're finished.
So we bought our first property a year and a half ago, and thought we would rehab it ourselves, and ended up having a lot of problems with it, to the point of a year and a half later, we're just now finishing it up. So when we started working with Zach, and I mean, we made every classic mistake that you read about and think that that'll never happen to you, happen to us. And so when we met Zach, we immediately got that one turned around, and should be ready for sale here in the next couple of weeks. One of the things that I think attracts me to Zach the most, not only his knowledge of the local market, which is where I'm at, or the local market where I'm at, and that was very interesting to me versus going with somebody that was national, but having the ability to follow my ambitions, which is to scale my business nationally, and have the ability to, or have him be able to teach me how to market on a larger scale, how to wholesale on a larger scale, how to flip and sell on a larger scale, and to be able to get those leads all across the country. So that's one thing that I could grow with Zach.